Honestly, most of my life was like try to run away from marriage. Because I was like, I know my parents are going to get me married. So, yeah, I was like, they'll get me married the moment I fail. So I have to just like work for it. I have to keep getting degrees after degrees just so that they don't find this window of like, chalo, ab shaadi kar lo.
Hi guys, welcome back to Moment of Silence Pod. I'm Sakshi Shivdasani.
I'm Naina Bhan,
And today we have with us Dolly.
the hardest working millennial in the world.
Sure. Sure, I'll take it.
In the universe.
I have been making chapatis since I was 6.
Just shut up. We have Hollywood, we have Bollywood, we have Dollywood, we have Dollywood.
Dollywood.
And I would argue that it is like the most impactful cinema and the most inventive cinema that I have seen coming out of this country ever.
I mean, you calling it cinema only is giving me butterflies because I found it so hard to say like it's a film and it's not a video. It's hard. But at the end of the day, I'm still putting it out on YouTube and Instagram for now. So it still is like, are people gonna take me seriously when I call it a film? Or are they going to see a difference? But the good thing is they are.
So the imposter syndrome never goes away.
Never leaves you.
So anybody who doesn't know what Dollywood is, it's Dolly's production house that is putting out some of the most like beautiful female gaze cinema that represents storytelling of like characters that you don't generally see or you don't generally see, and it's beautiful. It's short form, so for everyone whose brain cells have been bust post the lockdown, this is great. And it's just really, really smartly made and well produced. And it's amazing.
How did you start it?
I mean, I have been using the word Dollywood for a while, like playing around with it, obviously. And I do know, I think it's the drag industry, which is also called Dollywood, which is the fun part. But I've just always been some sort of like, I've always loved telling stories. And I feel like, I've been doing comedy and doing characters for a while. I do feel that over the years, I always felt the urge to be like, okay, I want to do more. But what is it that I would want to do more? Where do I want to go? Is it just acting? Is it something else? And I feel like, and Naina knows this because we used to work together, that I always love being in front of the camera, but I just as much love being behind it, like directing or writing something and bringing it to life. So I think this year I was like, you know what, like if it's gonna fail, it's gonna fail. It's fine.
It's not.
But I'm just gonna try it out. I'm just gonna take this seriously and try some sort of storytelling. Keep it short because my audience is still my Instagram, YouTube audience, and try what happens there. So we did the show and all of that, but now I'm also venturing into those mini films which are like 5-minuters and just like a window of a story of 2 women or characters that just spontaneously meet somewhere and what happens then in those 5 minutes and then you move on. So little stories like that. That's just like me sort of prepping for maybe one day becoming a full exactly. These are my baby steps, but I'm so excited.
Dolly is the first influencer I followed.
I would totally believe that.
Yeah. Like you were still making the
so
South
happy.
Delhi memes, and I remember you had like 1,200 something posts, and I've scrolled through all of them in one night.
I used to do fashion blog. I had filled up
Spill
my
the
feed.
sass. Can we please have a moment?
Yeah.
I do remember though I gave you some gyan.
Yeah.
I messaged her about something. I said, Sakshi, you might want to delete this.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was so pissed. I was like, just because she's been doing it for so long, I really liked her. Because I didn't follow the other person, but I followed her. So then I got a little intimidated. But now we're friends. So that's all that matters. Yeah.
Did you imagine one day sitting in Nainital while you were growing up that these would even be the dreams that you were thinking about?
No. Oh God. I always knew that I wanted to be on TV. I think that I always, like I would watch television so much with my mother, all those serials and everything. And I just, I was so jealous of all those child actors like Hansika Motwani and all these Shakalaka Boom Boom kids. I was like, how are they getting this? Like Koi Mil Gaya was shot in Nainital. And one of the local girls was also there. And obviously the word spread like fire. And I was like, why not me? Okay, but I was doing nothing about it because I was introverted AF, you know, like I was shy. I was also like, I was outspoken, but I would just not be outspoken about this, like acting, because I felt like I was so insecure that I was like, okay, if I say that I want to act, people will be like, shakal dikhiye, you know. So I just like kept that part of it like inside. But I think there was always this sort of like, I would always watch this show called Saas Bahu or Sajish, and you know, they'll show the actors' lives and what happens behind the scenes. So I would love this part. I knew that I had some sort of calling there. But I never took it seriously enough, and I just, you know, focused on my academics, and I thought I'll get a job. All I wanted to do, honestly, you know, most of my life was like try to run away from marriage. Because I was like, I know my parents are going to get me married. So, yeah, I was like, they'll get me married the moment I fail. You know, so I have to just like work for it. I have to keep getting degrees after degrees just so that they don't find this window of like, chalo, ab shaadi kar lo. And I think more or less I was just trying to run away from that. So I think this whole acting thing sort of took a back seat. But only when I think started doing fashion and started making YouTube videos. And after IDEVA, I think when it just became a thing, I realized that I actually do love being in front of the camera, and I'm also like I'm feeling less insecure. I'm feeling more confident in my body. I'm doing fashion and comedy is coming naturally. It's not like as hard as I thought, because I'm not a funny person. So I initially was like,
you know, I've heard you say this in a couple of different interviews, and I find it so difficult.
I know. My manager used to say this to me. Like even Gauri has said this to me. I think like, why do you keep saying that? Like, why do you put this in your head? But why I say this is because I feel like I've obviously met so many comedians, people who make comedy content, and they're genuinely, they'll just make you like laugh every second. Right? Sure. Like I compare that to that. Like I think that's what I do mentally.
Like not like the go comedy, like scripted more.
Yeah, like they're extroverted and they'll just make you laugh. And I have been around such people, and and in those rooms I definitely feel like the most boring person. But I feel like I can write it and I can perform it. That's where I do know that my strength lies. And I think that's when I was like, okay, I think I can take this seriously now. Like, I think the world is changing. And for that, like, in that sense, I feel like influencer wala jo culture shuru hua tha, I was very happy about that. Because I was like, okay, people like us are getting those opportunities, jinke dil mein ye thoda bahut keeda tha, and they're getting to just experiment and do whatever they want to do in front of a camera. That was fun.
But it must have been wild, right? Like, you were, again, like one of the first creators.
Yeah.
That means you were one of the first people to make a lot of money from this walk of life. Yeah. What was that like?
And I spent it all on the house that I bought.
Congrats.
It was actually really nice. Yeah, thank you. It was actually really nice. A little bit like weird, because obviously, like you said, like I was earning like 25 grands, you know, as a salary, and then suddenly you're starting like, okay, 50,000 for a deal, or like a 70,000 for a video. You're like, what? Like, what? I can make that in a day? Yeah. What do you mean? Like, that's obviously, like, for a middle-class person, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, like, for the longest time, I didn't even tell my parents, because I was like, they will lose their minds. And I remember the first time I told my mom, she was like, are you crazy? Are you serious? You're lying, okay? I was like, no, I'm not lying. And you're not supposed to tell anybody. She did tell like 5 people. But that's fine. That's mothers, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a little like, in that sense, good but unsettling, because you don't know what to do with that kind of money.
Did your mom think you were doing something illegal?
No, but a lot of my relatives are like, oh, she shows skin and she's like this. She's a slut and all.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah.
you know, like, she's a prostitute. She's sleeping with men.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I feel like the word slut had such a chokehold, and it was so scary, like about 10 years ago.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, she's a slut, and it would ruin my life if someone called me that.
That's so true.
No?
That's so true.
We've
owned it now.
Like, I think I was already when like all the hot girls were like, yeah, I'm a slut. Yeah, I'm a slut. So I was like, yeah,
I'm a slut.
I'm a slut.
No, I was in school when like this whole like, you know, school mein nahi hote drama where someone will get like famous suddenly and for the wrong reasons. Like, I think I dumped someone and that guy like really like made this a whole thing that all the boys in town would like come beside me on their bikes and be like, "Hey, slut," and all like.
Shut up.
Yeah, like, and they'll be like, "Dolly, Dolly, Dolly," like they harassed me for months.
This
like
is-
my number was like, you know how number fail jata hai?
Oh my god.
Like my number was given to like the most random people, and I would get like these randomest calls, and my mother was getting calls. Like I was
Oh my god.
just
Does this
stressed.
happen in Mumbai? Like the number phelloing thing?
No.
It happens in Delhi
God,
also.
it happens in North India so much, like especially in the small towns because you know everybody, you know,
Right.
like so it's like a very small like bubble of people,
Huh.
and like your
So they take your
izzat
number
gets
and they just spread it amongst all the guys.
yeah, and,
then
like
they
call
call you.
जो बोलना है
But then-
बोल दो.
But why would these random boys call? Because
Because they have a crush on you. And
No,
they're like,
even if they don't have a crush on you, they'll just harass you. They'll call you. They'll start abusing, or they'll call you and start flirting out of nowhere. Or they'll call you and just like be random, and there'll be like 5 boys behind this one person. And they'll be like, hee. And you're like, stop calling me, bro.
being hot in a small town is tough, huh?
I mean, I was not even hot. Like, this was like the bad publicity. It's not even good publicity.
she's a fast girl.
This one time, this bike came like so like fast, right? And it like stopped right here. Like, my leg was almost gone.
Oh my
But I
God.
was also like one of those girls, you know, you was like, I'll be broken inside, but I'll not show it. Like, I'll be like, and I'll cry.
And what is going on inside? You're just like,
Just shaking, crying, breaking apart, all of that.
now that you
Oh,
say
no.
it, my first memory of anyone ever like Eve teasing me in any way, sorry, our listic problems,
Same.
is that I was on a trip to Nainital and I was walking on.
Guys, I just want to say that Naintal is a beautiful
It's a
place
beautiful place.
with beautiful people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
go on.
agree. And then even the Eve teasing was also so random. I'll tell you what it was.
Okay.
I was walking down Mall Road and there was a group of boys passing and one of them just held my arm and left. Like he just came and he did this and he left. And I was just like, no one had ever like touched me till that point without my consent like that. So I was like, was this Eve teasing? Because he didn't grab my ass. But like, you know.
Why the ham?
Yeah.
You could have had it better.
She bends over. yeah, पे करना है.
भाई साहब मैं सिखाऊँ आपको आपने
I
शायद
prefer
पहले
this.
किया
Yeah. That's so true though. I think the first time it happens, you don't know like what to do with
Yeah.
it. Like I was very young and I remember this guy like must have been like a couple of years older. I must have been 8 or 9 or something. And I'm standing with my parents and he's standing like at somewhere there. My parents are talking to the shopkeeper or something and he's like and I just froze. I was like I know something is wrong
Yeah.
here, but he's not even doing anything to me. Like he's not touching me, he's not saying anything. He just winked at me, and I just felt so violated.
Men can't even Eve tease properly.
ये भी सिखाना
ये
पड़ेगा.
सिखाना पड़ेगा. Oh God.
When I was younger, I thought the foolproof way to get out of being Eve teased
Stop it. I know.
was to buy a gigantic packet of pads. Because if they thought you were on your period, maybe they'd leave you alone.
What? No, they'll be like, oh, she's a woman. Now she's free for all.
I thought that only happened
but-
in
but this is-
Africa, in the villages, in the tribes.
Oh God.
What the fuck?
But that's a good way though.
है ना?
Yeah.
Like
Periods
Excel?
periods scare like men.
Yeah.
They make
think
them uncomfortable.
Like
for some
my
reason.
generation, our generation for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to make my guy best friend buy eye pills
Yeah.
for me.
Now it's cool, but I remember growing up, like even the shopkeepers, like even when I was in that feminist zone where I'm like, पन्नी में मत दो ऐसे ही ले जाऊंगी ठीक है वो डालेगा पन्नी में because he's uncomfortable. He's like
You
मैं तो
take it
काली
out.
पन्नी
I
निकालूंगा.
know
Yeah.
that moment of feminism.
Yeah.
I've healed all women. Fuck the
And then
panni.
you have to carry it like that, like a little parcel all the
And
way.
it only happened in Delhi, okay? It didn't happen in Nainital. Nainital सब जानते हैं अंकल बताइए पापा को कि आपकी बेटी तो बिस्पर लेके घूम रही थी.
But dude, this happened to me recently. I was on a flight and I got my period by chance. And I asked the air hostess for a pad.
Chance.
No, because it was 20 days early.
Okay,
by
okay.
chance. And she like literally hid it and passed it. Like, and I was like, is this still happening? Like, are we still supposed to be like,
Yeah.
she bleeds? You know?
I think we've reached a level of sort of privilege and lifestyle where
Yeah.
it's not so evident now. But I feel like it's still happening.
We've just moved a tax bracket, so I don't know
think
that
so.
it's happening.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
बहुत
But
होता है.
Sorry.
Sorry for being out of touch.
Yeah.
it's not our problem.
I worked so hard to be out of touch.
Yeah, हमारे feminism से अपना feminism match करो, okay? Like, what is this?
Feminism for the 1%.
I want to ask you why, Sakshi.
Was it sorry. I wanted to ask, was it a culture shock? Like, was Nainital like more conservative than Delhi, I'm assuming?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So when you first moved, did you have to like,
Yeah.
yeah?
What did you do? Sorry, I missed.
Like, did you have to like reevaluate?
She just did this, and I got
She
it.
got it.
Yeah, I think like it was a big culture shock because it was so different. First of all, so many people. I didn't see this many people ever in life before I was 18. Like, you know, crowded. I'd never traveled in like I traveled in buses and all, but I never traveled in buses so full. Like, it's like people are just falling out of the buses and you have to run and catch it. And just the whole culture of like, I feel like the disparity is more visible in cities. Like in smaller towns, you can be rich and poor, but like everybody's friends. You know, like, chalta hai. You know that person has probably some more money than you do, all of that. But the sort of like black and white that happens in a city was very visible. And I was in college. So in college, you get so aware of like where you come from. And you're like, oh my God, I feel so small here. And obviously just like, paise kam hai, all of that. I feel like I felt a lot of I just felt very unsettled because there were good things, like I was going to Sarojini and I was going to Janpat and I was like, I've never seen something like this. Oh my God, 150 mein top milega. I was so excited, you know. I was excited to bargain and get all the jewelry. So that part of me was very happy. But I feel like majority of it, like the traveling from PG to college, eve teasing was just way too much. Like Nainital, as we have already established, popular for eve teasing.
But come
like,
on, Kamla Nehru.
Like, it's
sorry,
so
not Kamla.
low.
What is that place? The market in North Campus.
Kamla Nagar.
Kamla Nagar. Yeah, there's a lot of eve teasing.
It's
in
very
Kamla
much,
Nagar.
and I used to live in this area called Yamuna Vihar, like which is like Seelampur, and you know, like all of this. Like that's where my PG was, and the amount of eve teasing was crazy. And chalo, okay, when it's people your age or older than you, you're used to it. But there were kids eve teasing. Like 5th standard, 6th standard.
Sick.
And one time we went to their school to complain about them, like all the PG girls, and the teachers were like, we can't do anything about it.
Crazy.
So I used to have to time my, like coming back from college, like if my college is over at like 1 or something, I'll be like, oh my God, abhi to main ja hi nahi sakti because abhi government school ke bachchon ki chutti hui hogi aur mujhe chidayenge, tease karenge. Oh, patthar fenkte the yaar. They would like throw stones.
No one talks about the fact that, you know, okay, men eve tease you, you're ready for that evil. But kids, you know,
you don't know what to do with that.
They bully you on the street and you're so tormented because kids can say any fucking thing and they're like backed by their parents or something. You can't slap a kid so easily on the street.
Also, you can't catch them.
You can't
Too
catch
fast.
them.
Seriously, too fast. Not
And they
like
come in herds.
They come in herds. The
What?
group of boys will come and they'll be like, they'll say something to you and they'll keep teasing, like they'll harass you. Like you'll keep walking, they'll keep walking behind
That was
you.
my initial Delhi experience.
insane.
This one time I was in an auto, I was coming from North Campus to my PG and my PG girls were also with me. And at some red light, these boys were playing gilli danda and they saw that there was auto mein girls बैठी हैं. And they like threw that gilli, and that gilli like hit me.
Shut up.
मेरा आँख बच गया. And that's when I was like, मैं जा रही हूँ यहाँ से. मैं नहीं रह सकती इधर. इस इलाके में नहीं दिखूंगी मैं आज के बाद. Yeah, I mean I moved to the campus. It's a little better.
For the men to eve tease.
Yeah. Sakshi, how was it in Bombay? Please tell
I'm so
us.
confused. No, one time, okay, I was in college and the college fest ki time, Sunny Leone had come and this was when she was at her peak. She had just done Big Boss and like everyone was like Sunny Leone. So obviously they were selling passes to make money and all the sponsors had passes and all. And now what is the security in a college fest? Human chain. How dare they? How like you're taking. So literally, usually they just do a human chain around the guest, but here they had to do a human chain in the for the audience. So people were still thrashing. They were tearing our t-shirts and all from the back. So I saw this and they were like, you have to go in the human chain. I said, no. I left. I was like, this is not happening. And then she's gone on stage somehow, you know, like volunteers ka t-shirts are torn and all. But Sunny has reached the stage. So we have survived. And they had some album. So she was like, I'm going to throw CDs at the crowd. So she has
With
thrown...
the sharp edges.
She has thrown the CDs and it has hit one guy or girl here. And then Sunny has decided that we don't even know who this guy is. He has gone home. Okay. Yeah. Sunny has decided, I need to apologize to this boy's mother.
Oh no.
Now we're like, where the fuck are we going to find this boy's mother, Sunny? But Sunny was like, I need to apologize.
Create the human chain.
Yeah.
Now.
Human chain activate.
We were like, okay, we'll get them to give you a call. So my friend has only called her and she's pretended to be the mother. It's like, nahi, usko itna chot nahi laga. And Sunny has said, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Is this the first time Sunny would get to know of this?
Yes. Yes. But I don't think Sunny is watching the pod.
You never know.
Yeah, but if you are, come on.
What were some of the first lies that you told your parents when you moved to Delhi?
Oh, when I moved to Delhi?
Yeah.
Lots. I mean, I was already saying lots when even in Naintal.
What were the lies?
Do tell.
I think my most lies were about fashion only. Like, because I was not allowed to wear certain clothes and show skin. Like, even sleeveless, I was not allowed to wear. And my mother was very, very adamant that I wear, like, salwar kameez all the time and, you know, like, whatever. So, ghar pe to I could only wear suit. And bahar jate waqt I was allowed jeans and top. But I can't, like, show, like, whatever. So, I bought this, like... I would obviously, you know, I used to give tuitions and all because I was like, I need to have my own money. तब भी मैं fashion कर पाऊँगी वरना इनके पैसे से तो नहीं कर पाऊँगी. So I would buy these t-shirts and I remember I bought like a sleeveless top, okay, and what I would do is like we had 2 rooms, one was ऊपर, one was नीचे, and I would just like dress up for something and then नीचे आके ना I would just जल्दी change and then I would leave. And अपने घर का सबको पता होता है how you enter, how to sneak in, all of that we all know, right? So I would use those things to just like sneak out. I would cut my pants like Avril Lavigne style, the capri and all of that. Like I would do. So all of that fashion experiments I would do, and then I would just shove those kapras in that Godrej ka almari so that mummy doesn't see it, you know. And one time I remember, so we used to live in, like besides a hotel. So the hotel had like lots of stairs and another set of like skinny stairs as a piche, which was the upar ka rasta, like pahadon mein, you know. So I remember I was coming us stairs se niche and I was wearing that sleeveless top and I was like, okay, I'm jaldi se jaungi and I'll wear my jacket or something, I'll put something on top, I'll change this and then I'll go upstairs. And then I see my father coming aise niche wali stairs se. And dude, I literally maine aise diwar se chipak gayi. I was like, he can't see me. Okay, he can't see me. And I thought I pulled it off, only to realize a few years down the line that he actually saw me.
I could never have this with my dad because whenever he would cross me and I was doing something shady, he was smoking, which he wasn't allowed to. So it was just like cancel.
Yeah, my father, the problem is my father didn't do any of these stupid things.
Sick.
Like, why? Like,
how dare you?
Let me have something against you, man. Yeah. Like, something.
Why is there such a pushback to marriage? Like, was it something that you saw around you? Was it the culture? What was the big fear?
Yeah, I think for sure, like, growing up, I didn't see, like, a lot of good marriages. And I also saw that, like, after marriage, you don't have any, like, anything left. Like, everything is told to you. You're supposed to function in a family and then sort of take on those responsibilities, and you lose your individuality is what I saw, at least around me that time happening. So my biggest fear was like, oh my god, I think the maximum like मैं जितना खींच सकती हूँ is 24. So till 24, I'm going to do everything. I'm going to study and I'm going to do this and that. And if I study really well, maybe something will happen. But my father gave up on that because I didn't take science. So he was like, "Ab to kuch nahi ho sakta tumhara. You know, just do BA and just fucking get married. Like get done with this." So all of that was happening. So I think around me I didn't see like very happy marriages or marriages where women were sort of thriving. Like my mother was always a working woman. She would make candles from home, all of that. I didn't obviously put the 2 and 2 together then. I thought this is also just hard work, right? Like obviously it is hard work, but she is getting to choose what she wants to do and she's making money. But at that time, all of it looked to me like, okay, she has no sort of say of her own, and she's just, and more than my mother, I think the other marriages that I saw around me were like even worse, where like women didn't get to say anything, they didn't get to study. Some marriages I saw that, you know, in my family, that the women were told that you'll get to study after marriage, and then they didn't make it happen.
Stop.
Like, yeah.
That's hectic.
And I hated that because I just felt like these women are coming to our family, like they're, you
Yeah.
know, and they want to study or at least finish their studies, because some
Yeah.
of them, like I remember one, like I don't want to say names, but like one of them was just about to give her exams. And they were like, no, just get married, then come back and give your exams. She never came back.
Oh no.
So yeah, so for me that was just like, okay, I'm not going to let that happen to
Yeah.
me. Like I need at least, jab tak main खींच सकती हूँ, I just want to like live my life till I can, because at some point I'll get married and then I'll lose everything.
That's insane. And then I would imagine at 24, when you would have reached an age where you're like, this is my last year.
Yeah. My
What-
father gave me that like when I was at IDEVA only.
Yeah.
When I was working, I was a writer. And my father was like, okay, you have 1 year. You have 1 year.
So
Are
You
you
tell
feeling-
us. Yeah,
I'm
you tell
getting
us.
stressed.
They constantly ask me, do you have anyone? Do you have anyone? If you have anyone, you tell us. I said, no, I don't. And that point, I didn't have anyone. And they were like, okay, then you have 1 year. Either you find someone or we'll start finding.
So then what was the exit strategy?
I made money.
Money. Bro, I was listening like a horror movie. I'm not even joking.
Paisa aa gaya mere paas, and then I was
Yeah.
like, bye, bitches.
It's the only thing you can do, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you can't put your fate in the hands of a
Yeah,
man
I mean,
you
if I
don't
was still
know.
doing that job, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I would have gotten married by then.
Yeah. And you didn't have anyone, so.
And yeah,
Fuck.
shit.
Stress.
And now, in the time that you've, like, of course, since then also, like, 5, 7, 10 years have passed. And do you see, have there been any divorces around you in Nainital or any families
Sadly,
that are broken?
no. I wish there were. I definitely don't want to be the first person to set that example as well. Like, come on, guys.
Up to some
Buck
cut,
up.
yeah.
Like, I'm looking to my cousins like this. But no, yeah.
No, because I asked because, you know, there are a lot of things we see around us and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
become normal.
Yeah, in Delhi, I
Yeah.
see that happening, and of course, it feels a lot more normal that you feel like, okay, if I'm ever stuck in a relationship, I'm going to leave, like no matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Nainital, it's far, far away. Like it's still not a regular conversation.
Are your cousins and all still in Nainital, or have they also moved out of the hometown?
Most of them are in Nainital. Like most of my family is actually in UP, so they're in
Okay.
UP, and then some of my cousins are in Nainital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Nainital also in UP?
Used to be. I mean,
Okay.
Uttarakhand. Uttarakhand was a part of
Uttarakhand,
UP.
right.
General knowledge.
Yeah. The more you
Facts. Yeah.
Because I feel about it both ways. Like when you see good behavior, you feel like good behavior is familiar. But when you see like toxic behavior, then you see
Yeah.
toxic is familiar. So then when you actually enter like a relationship, you find that you have to get rid of a lot of the bad behavior that
Yeah.
you've seen or
Or your
normalize
own,
it around
yeah,
you.
patterns. Like I have always, like when I was dating initially, I would always try to be like this Sati Savitri who you can take to your mother.
Yeah.
And you know, if the relationship is getting serious, I would dress up more as salwar kameez and all. I would be like, you know, you can take me to your mother.
I'm
Like
the kind
even
of
my
girl-
eventual goal was like शादी ही करूँगी, fling क्या होता है, you know,
Yeah.
that kind. So I think there's a lot of unlearning that you
I have to
need
go
do.
back and stalk your feed now. Every time she's wearing a chicken curry kurta, I
Like,
know it's going well.
But it wasn't. That's the funny part.
You know,
In her head,
In
she was
my
like,
head,
this is
yeah.
the logical next step.
In my head.
Yeah. But it did it. I'm assuming you're the first. You're like the cousin in the family. It's like,
Yeah,
ye
yeah.
karti
All
hai
the
sab."
good and bad examples
Yeah.
I have said.
so do you come back like on a car like this every time you're in Nainital? They're like, Dolly aa gayi.
I wish no, but I'm still. मैं अभी भी अपना बैग ढोक के पहाड़ों पे लेके जाती हूँ because कोई नहीं आता. You know, initially.
Do they know
my
you're a
parents-
celebrity?
My parents used to be so funny. Okay, like we never had this like sort of physical love sort of concept. Like no hugs, no I love yous, or even like they made me so independent that they would never come to like pick me or drop me or anything. Like मैं college से नैनीताल पहुँच गई हूँ सुबह Volvo में रात की Volvo लेके and now I'm just from the
You're
bus
there.
stand just going up the hill with my luggage. And now that I'm a celebrity, they come and pick me, and my father's like, "Let me take your bag," and all that happens. But you know,
You're like, when I
it's the money
needed
talking.
it.
Where were you when I needed you?
अब मैं कर लूँगी.
Yeah, I remember when I was giving my NIFT exam and all of that, like even in Delhi University, I gave so many entrance exams, after my graduation, and I would see all these kids coming with their parents, and the parents are waiting outside. Oh my God, like what's gonna happen? And I'm just there like a villa, like only wishing my own self all the best. And going
Dolly, believe in yourself.
Dude, one of the girls actually looks like me also. The people send me that video like, this girl looks like you.
They knew.
I don't know why, all the time, like this is like, obviously these are like kids, I don't want to say anything, like they're cute kids, but being problematic here. But a lot of times, people send me videos of people or like photos of their cousins or whatever, and they're like, yeah, your doppelganger is here. And then I'm like, am I okay?
PSA.
I agree.
PSA. Never send anybody
A doppelganger.
This is your doppelganger. The weirdest looking
I've
person.
never been happy when someone's like, this is your doppelganger. I'm like, if you think I'm ugly, say it to my fucking
say it.
face.
Just say it.
Say it. Like, don't
You're
do
calling
this
your-
Piche
yeah.
say.
Yeah, I'm
Horrible.
always very unsettled by them.
Yeah. These kids are cute.
Kids are cute. Yeah.
But shut up.
What do you mean? Or just give me that tede, it doesn't look like me, please. Please.
Mine is the mango shaped face. Every time their jaw comes like that and curves into their head, your doppelganger.
Mine is the eyebrows. Anyone with thick eyebrows, they could have no hair on their head. They look similar.
Mine is also like skinny girls.
Yeah.
Oh, any skinny
Just
girl.
skinny. Like,
Amazing.
But
Looks
it's so
like
cute.
you.
Like, I find it cute when girls send it to me themselves. Like, I
That's
look like
fine.
you. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's cute. When other people send it, I'm like, please.
How is Kapil Sharma show?
It was a great, I feel like also a great opportunity for me as an artist. Obviously a big stage,
Yeah.
national television. I won't take that away. I think like a lot of people know me from it. Like I meet so many random uncle aunties and they're like, "Aapko Kapil Sharma mein dekha," and that's such a sweet moment.
Yeah.
And Archana ma'am was so sweet. Like she always looked out for me. Anytime she felt like I was sort of like missing out, she would like start talking about me or to me. And that was very sweet actually.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
nice.
I was surprised by the end of it.
Yeah, but I'm imagining like we speak about traditional metrics of success, and for parents that matters a lot more.
Yeah.
So that must have been one of the big things you did
Yeah.
with like.
For sure.
Except
Yeah.
for thank you for coming. Also would have
Yeah.
been like how was that? Was that fun?
It was fun.
Yeah?
It was fun because we were all like girls, just sort of like on set also, we were just girls having fun, and then we would like come out of our dressing, like after, our wardrobe and stuff, and just like compliment each other. Tu bahut hot lag rahi hai and this, that, what happened. So shooting was really fun. I think promotions were also really fun. Just, I
Yeah.
think hanging out with girls and in general, and Riya Kapoor filmed, so the fashion was top notch.
Yeah.
When do you get to wear those clothes?
Yeah.
Bro.
I would never, so.
But you're always pulling a look, Dolly. I don't think you
I
need
try.
any stylist.
My favorite like dolly looks are always the sari looks.
Aw.
The way you wear a sari and the way you look after you wear a sari, it's a fucking different person, dude.
Thank
What
you.
the fuck? Like,
Yeah. Thank
like
you.
if there
Why
was
are you yelling at
because I'm like you.
No, tell me.
How dare you?
No, because there is, I don't know. There are some women whose bodies just they were made for saris, and like I don't know, the way it just grips you. It's like I know that there's that woman who spent like 1.5 lakhs to drape saris.
Her
and-
name is also Dolly, no?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like you do that on your own.
Yeah.
And you look like, you got that Disha Patni, like sexy vibe going,
Oh,
but
I
it's also
wish.
like graceful.
But yeah, I'd love saris.
agree.
Yeah.
So I feel like I grew up hating a sari because my mom only would wear saris.
Yeah.
Like she never wore anything else. Like she
Yeah.
would sleep in a sari, she would wake up in a sari. She would just like, and I got so like, I would just get so upset with her. Because as a kid, when you're growing up, you're like always looking down at your parents that you're not enough, you don't do this, आपको ये नहीं आता, आपको वो नहीं आता, like
You're not fashionable.
You're not fashionable.
Yeah.
So I would get very embarrassed being seen with her. Oh my god, my mom only wears like saris. She never wears salwar kameez, or she never wears like anything else,
Yeah.
So I hated it. Like growing up, I hated the look of a sari. I was like, oh my god, I am never touching a sari. And when I wore it, the first time I wore it was like school farewell. Hated that experience also. Ended up wearing the same sari as someone else who thought I was copying her. And I was like, why would I want to sabotage my own look? you know. And so like initial experience was whatever, but I remember I used to do anchoring in Delhi, like the hosting in the mall and all. That's when I started halke. I had to wear sari because of the brief was of a sari, and I remember this one time I had to wear a sari and I didn't know how to wear one, and this like sweet lady in the washroom helped me. I was so sweet, like she draped it on me and pinned it for me, and it was like beautiful. And I think once you get comfortable in sari, there's no looking back. Like once you know how to function in a sari, then it's done.
I don't know how to function in a sari.
I was going to say, that's what I miss about, like, after coming to Mumbai, I don't find so many women like wearing saris
On a regular basis.
Yeah, like
right?
in Delhi, there was a practice that, I don't know, it was just like a fun thing where if you're office going or whatever, one day you would just come wearing, you know, like a cotton sari, and you'll wear like a shirt or a sports bra or whatever you wanted as a blouse with like your own little vibe, and it was really fun.
T-shirt and all.
Yeah.
With a sari?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I guess maybe it's the weather that doesn't allow for it in
A lot of
Mumbai,
women wear
probably.
saris, but it's more like a, I don't know, here we don't even wear kurtas so much. Like at least me and the people I usually interact with, again very small sample size. But in Delhi, like a lot of people are wearing the chicken curry, the oxidized jewelry and all. In Bombay, I don't know, I think Bombay people, we don't care about what we're wearing in general.
I think the culture also trickles down. Na? We have Punjab and all of that.
Right.
So all the kurti, chicken curry, fulkari, all of that comes down. I think I do love the Bombay, like the sari style that women in generally wear.
Yeah,
like they
Navari.
pull it up also. No, not the Navari one.
Oh, yeah,
in general,
yeah.
when they wrap it, they just have it like high up till their calves. I love that because when you wear it normally, you can just wear shoes and like make it cool like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also very fun.
It's the Maharashtrian way of doing it, right?
It's not, I don't know if it's Maharashtrian
It's
like
Bombay.
that. Correct me. Yeah.
Even I'm not
But
sure.
I just feel it because they work so much in those saris. There's so much running around in the city that I see them tucking it like quite high.
Right, yeah.
And I love that look.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've only worn a sari like 3-4 times, and all of mine are now pre-stitched saris because I never learned how to drape
Initially,
it.
I used to be so against them. I was like, this is not it.
Yeah.
Learn how to drape a
Hamari
sari.
sabhyata.
Now I'm like, all cool.
Yeah,
fine,
now
it's
do
fine.
it. I too have been sending
As long as you wear one.
Yeah, I wear it on haldi ceremonies at weddings.
Why is it only haldi ceremony?
Because I have a really nice yellow sari.
Chalo, nice. At least you're making use of it.
Yeah.
How many haldi functions have you attended?
That's great.
Maybe in Delhi, we would judge you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. For the same sari every time.
Yeah. What the hell?
Pull one different look.
Yeah.
Can't do it. Not in
It's
this economy.
pre-pleated, so you can't even change it.
Yeah. I'd imagined this one character, okay, because I was thinking about, okay, if there was a vampire in an Indian setup and like you had to really romanticize and adapt, I think I would like have that vamp. It's like a very good looking guy. Maybe he looks like Milan Soman, you know, in like a really nice chicken curry kurta.
I'm just imagining.
And you know, he likes mehfils and he's listening to like, he's listening to Qawwali music and like there's this
Sure,
whole...
babe.
Yeah.
You've lost me.
Where is this going?
Like,
Nowhere. I was just sharing a thought. I was just thinking.
nice
What
thought.
are you
Keep it
talking
to
about
yourself.
I like that though. Do you guys remember that vampire show that we used to have? Which was
Yes.
Yeah. The one with
Inspired.
The guy
Karan.
who yeah.
the
Karan
Nagin
Wahi.
girls.
I don't remember
boyfriend.
anything. I just remember like because I didn't watch the show. Although I think at some point I did want to, like because all the girls in school were watching it and my mom was not watching it, so I couldn't. So like I do remember the poster and all.
Yeah.
I think he was in Big Boss this year. I think.
Oh. Have you guys seen that new show with Riva?
No.
Yeah, I've seen it on Reels.
Yeah. And Lucky Dancer.
Guys, short form content.
Oh, this is also the vampire show.
I don't know what it is.
It's alpha, beta, and something.
Alpha, yeah, so they're all in some witchy school. But it is like, it's loosely based on that 3 people plot like Twilight. So Lucky
Wait,
Dancer.
I'll give you a better
Yeah,
one.
please,
Have you
please.
seen, no, not this, but like, have you seen the Harry Potter Indian version as a kid?
No!
Harry Potter.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
It's
There was a
iconic. It's
movie
cult
also.
movie.
I have
Please
not
watch
watched
it.
I have. His name is Harry Potter in that, right?
No.
Then I'm wrong.
Namam is different, but it's very much
Oh, okay.
inspired,
Yeah.
obviously.
It's the same as the Riva Aurora thing, or are we just?
No,
I
Riva
mean,
Aurora is entirely
I can
different
imagine
thing.
the world is pretty much the same because
Yeah.
it's also just as
I
out
tapped
there.
out after Milli Jab Hum Tum. After that, that's the last
Show, like
star
serial.
show I've watched,
Ah.
and then I.
I think
quit.
mine was like Pavitra Rishta. I'm old.
What about Anupama?
I didn't
Never
watch that.
watched. Kasauti girl. For
Yeah,
life.
Kasauti.
full.
That's
Kasauti.
crazy.
If an alien came to Nainital,
He did in Koi Mil Gaya, guys. Come on,
Oh my god,
Jaadu.
did you get to see Jaadu?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
You
And
met him?
when the spaceship comes, you know, they show you that like white landscape shot of
Yeah.
Nainital losing its light, like electricity.
Stop it.
They made it. They actually did it.
They switched off the electricity of your house.
Of the whole town.
imagine if you were making a reel.
Wow. Wow, Naina, that is your
Upsetting.
concern. What if I was making a reel or light chali gayi?
That's my livelihood. What the fuck?
Roti roti.
तो वो धूप खाते रहेगा हम नहीं खाए. Was your house in the wide frame?
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to a celebrity.
Thanks.
And did you all have to hear the om om?
Is there a Jaadu festival in Nainital where everyone...
Every year.
I don't know if
every
you're
year.
joking or if you're being serious.
I'm being serious.
Who was the local girl who was in it? She was
I
just
don't
in the
know.
song.
She didn't do anything after.
Yeah, come on.
She's probably married.
Sorry, I don't want to say it like that. I'm so
She
jealous
didn't
as
get
a
to
kid, though.
finish her education.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm
I'm
sure
kidding.
she's smart and
I hope
studious
you have a
and I don't even
PhD.
know what she's doing, but like, yeah, I was so jealous of her. My God.
Yeah. Comment down below if you're the girl. I would
Don't.
die.
I would
if
die.
she commented, I would. Guys, if only serious comment.
Even Vivav was shot in Nainital. Wow,
Wow.
look at me just dropping.
What?
I know.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
Yeah.
The jal that she gives us from Nainital.
Yeah.
I'm out of this
You know
conversation.
that little town they go to?
Yeah.
That's Nainital.
Oh.
Sarovar something or whatever it's called. Sundar something.
I was
like that.
telling Dolly before we started, Nainital was my first ever vacation at 1 year of age.
What did you like about it?
I don't remember.
I know.
Yeah.
You got sick, right? You
I
felt-
did get sick, yeah. But I think I got sick in Bombay and my parents were like, the trip is planned. Put on a jacket, let's go.
Oh God, our childhoods were so different. No,
Very
like our
different.
parents were like, "हाँ जो कर रहे करने दो."
Yeah.
Like I think the way we used to play, like kids today can't like play
No.
like that.
Naina's kid will play like that.
Why?
I'll make
You're
sure.
wild like that.
She'd throw them in
Yeah, I
sand.
think even I would wanna.
I want my kid to get
Yeah.
little injured, little
Rough.
Yeah, little roughed
play
up.
rough and try it out. Like I don't know. Although I don't want to have kids.
That's fine.
Yeah, Naina really wants to have a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll collectively
we'll
raise it.
bully its kid.
Whenever we feel
It's
the
cute.
maternal instincts, we'll
I'm
be like,
telling
"Naina,
you.
अपना बच्चा दे दे."
Yeah.
Lay low because because I have like I've amounted a tribe of women who want to raise this child with me.
Yeah.
My
Love
cousins,
that.
my mother, of
Yeah.
course, will play a pivotal role.
That way, I don't mind it. If I do have the village to raise it,
Yeah, same.
I don't mind it.
But women never have the village to
At the end of the
raise
day,
it.
like, yeah, if it's a rainy day, then the
Yeah.
responsibility will be on the mother, or at least she'll take it. Like
Yeah.
you're the one who sits with that.
I agree.
I hate
I feel
that.
like women just don't have like being a mother. I imagine is a very isolating
Yeah,
state.
you
Not
can't
for
switch
you.
off.
I figured it out. Like if I'm having a bad day,
Man,
I'm
I've
just
figured it
I'm just
out.
gonna come to you guys like this.
Ew, never. I'll be like, इसको ही करना था ना बच्चा.
My kid is being.
I'll be like,
bad.
sorry, मैं reel बना रही हूँ. You know, I've thought about it sometimes. I'm like, यार मैं 50 साल की हो जाऊंगी तो मैं reel बनाऊंगी.
मैं तो हर रोज सोचती हूँ.
I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a first time for us. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Nobody has set that example for us. We don't know.
I think you'll be doing movies.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like even if it is a reel, it's fine. Like, I don't want to look down at it for sure. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I find it weird because I feel like we are the first generation, right? Like, when this is happening. So,
I feel like
when you're old, like, when you've done it for years,
Yeah.
how would that feel like? Of course, we have like so many content creators who are old in general and they're so sweet. Like yeah, but like,
Yeah, no.
they're like oldies, cuties, pookies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making content. Like that Jadugar uncle is so cute.
Yeah.
I see him all the time.
I feel
Whose
like
tricks are very
Yeah, cute
Tanda,
they are, but
No
cute.
idea. This has
He's
not
so
reached
cute.
my algorithm.
And
What?
like all the dadis and nannies who make recipes and all. Like,
I
they're
love how like
cute.
once someone becomes old, we're just like, this person is cute. What if they
Yeah.
were a bitch in their 20s?
Most of them are.
Yeah.
No, even when they're old.
Oh,
No, but this happened
Some
like
of them can be. Like, have you not met like any of your old relatives?
I don't have that many old relatives. We eat a
And
lot.
die. You guys die young.
Gang.
there was this. So basically, they were trying a bunch of Nazis after, like, but at this time they're like 80 years old and 90 years old, and they're on like wheelchairs, and then you look at them and they're so frail that you kind of almost forget that they were
What they
so
did, yeah.
unhuman. Not to compare, but like old people, they were people too.
Yeah, old people are people too, guys. That's the bottom line.
Have you? What has been your journey with jealousy and like and friendships and things like that?
I think like more than jealousy, I have this is what I speak about in therapy is my toxic trait of being extremely competitive, which I hate, because I've always been like this. Like even in school, and school mein kya hota hai, when you're obviously in a smaller town and you're in school mein you can ace things and that can happen, like it's reachable. But when you come to a big city, then there's so many more talented people around you who know much more than you do. I think I used to be a very confident girl growing up, like in that sense, like I knew what I was doing, I was studying well, I knew मेरे को पढ़ना नहीं पड़ता था, like मेरी पहले से preparation हो चुकी होती. I was one of those kids. मैं दिखा दूंगी तुझे test में and all. Like I was also helpful. Like I was not like छुपा के लिखूंगी and all. But I think when I came to Delhi, all of that like facade sort of fell. Like I was like, oh my god, like I don't know what I'm doing anymore, and how do I compete? And so now I feel like over these years, like I have always found myself comparing myself constantly to people, which is obviously not good because everybody has their journey, right? Like on good days I know that everybody has their journey, but on bad days I'm like, मुझे भी करना है, मेरे साथ क्यों नहीं हो रहा, मैं क्यों नहीं कर पा रही हूँ ये चीज़. And I also realize now that I was also comparing myself to wrong people in the sense that they want to do something completely different in their life.
Yeah.
Their approach is different. While I want to do something else, but just because they did it, I'm like, मेरे को भी करना है. But that can't happen, right?
Yeah.
Like you didn't want to do it before they did it, like till they did it. So I think my competitiveness is very much like it's still something I try to control, and sometimes I try to let it be okay, like 2 hours, cry about it. But then you have to get over it, right?
Yeah.
So now I try to process it a little bit, and my therapist also said that, see, your competitiveness is not all bad. Like it's brought you so far. That's what makes you work hard, all of those things, which is nice. So I'm still sort of struggling with that part.
Yeah. We were just discussing when like if there's someone that we're extremely competitive about, we mute them. Yeah. So we can't see.
That's true, even I do that.
And
Yeah.
it's a gentlewoman's action. Like if
A
somebody,
lady.
a lady's action. Like if she did it to me, I'd be okay with it, and she
Yeah.
should be okay with the fact.
I
that I'm
agree.
doing it
But
to
like
her.
if it helps with your mental health, I think that's totally
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. I like the mute option a lot.
But
Yeah,
I
it's a
agree
good
with the competition. Like I feel that same thing of like sometimes somebody else is doing something and I'm like, oh, they're doing it. I also want to do it. I also want to do
And
it.
I
Isme
hate
scope
that.
hai.
Yeah, it's
I told my therapist also once that, if my friend has gotten something, and I would like my first response to be, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And it comes eventually. It's not
Yeah.
like I'm not happy for them. But I'm saying, why is it my first response to think, why not me?
Yeah.
मैं कब करूँगी? Like मेरे साथ कब होगा? Why do I keep thinking like that? Why is that my first response? I don't want it to be my first response.
Yeah.
Like I worked on that for a while. But
I heard it on some podcast only. I think it's like being genuinely happy for someone without being jealous is a skill that is so important to have, and it's a learned skill.
It's a learned skill,
Like
yeah.
it's very easy to be like, why not me? But then
Yeah.
once you learn it, apparently your life gets damn good.
I think lately my life is better
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm trying to put my energy into things that I am enjoying. Like
Yeah.
even with Dollywood and all, like these are the things I want to make, and like I'm really starting to feel like that sort of passion again for it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, मुझे ये बनाना है. So now when I'm hearing news of other people doing things or my friends getting things, I'm like, great for you, like so happy for you. I think it's also a bit of like which space you're in mentally.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when you're in a good space, of course, it's easier. When you're in a bad space yourself, it can be a little hard.
For sure.
But like lately, I think I've managed to sort of
Find
pull
it.
myself away from that sort of situation. Be like, yeah, great, I'm so happy for you.
But it's an
And
ongoing
it doesn't
journey,
matter
right?
like if I'm not getting it. Sorry.
Yeah.
But it's an ongoing journey.
Yeah, it
because-
is. It'll always be, I suppose. No, I mean, it'll get better, but I'm sure there'll be moments where you might feel that again.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. I feel like I grew up thinking it was a very bad thing to feel. That's why I posed it like that to my therapist also. I was like, why am I feeling like this? But she also said that it's completely human to feel like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't try to suppress what you're feeling. Maybe you can't tell your friend because they might feel bad
Of
about
course.
it. But you'll have to sort of learn how to deal with it in a nicer, sort of more positive way than feeling, also being very harsh on yourself. Ki, "Main ऐसी क्यों हूँ? Why am I toxic like this?" It's not toxic or anything. It's fine. Everybody
Yeah.
feels like that.
Yeah, I feel like, why do we put qualitative judgments on what is good or bad? The biggest thing is figuring out, okay, this is how I function.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm a raging bitch, that's how I function.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
It's okay.
Happy for you.
Very happy for you.
Happy for you. It's fine.
Everyone's a little jealous.
The new one. Good for you.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Must be
for you.
nice.
Bless her.
It's like, yeah, whenever we want to like bitch about someone, it's like, bless her heart, but. And then we start bitching.
Because personally, I think I bitch for the vibe. I don't want to take any of that back with me.
But I feel like everyone bitches.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
bitches. That's how women come together. It's a community like thing.
Your enemies, your friends.
Yeah. Oh my God, I function on that so
Yeah.
much. Like I've now had to unlearn that because people are like, oh, but उसने उसके साथ तो कुछ नहीं किया ना तो फर्क क्या पड़ता है? But I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm very like that, dude. I hold grudges. Like a lot of my girlfriends, उनके जो exes रह चुके हैं ना. Like I think I will kill that guy first. Like that girl would have nothing to do with it. Like, she'd be like, I'm chill, I'm over it. I'll be like, oh my God, if I see that man again,
It's over.
it's over.
Is that
Yeah.
you?
No, I'm like, I don't want to see them only again. The thing is that I don't like remembering people's names till they're a permanent addition to my life.
I love that.
Like, I'm like, yeah, this guy.
I love that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Tell me when the
I
rope
feel like
guy.
I fight more for other people. Like I find it easier to fight for other people than to fight for myself. अपने लिए आवाज नहीं निकलेगी.
हाँ.
But अगर किसी और के बारे में बोलना है ना, दंगे करा लो मुझसे. I swear.
I'll remember that.
Yeah. Anytime you need me, girls.
I feel like I've made like a gangster of a friend
Yeah.
in this 1 hour.
Let me tell you, बहुत ही 0% gangster है मेरे अंदर, but still I would be there.
You'll be there
fight
in
to fight.
spirit.
Yeah.
Naina starts picking fights and she's like, I'm gonna call my friend, bro. I'm gonna call my friend. And it's just this high fashion girl walking. It's like, yeah. Yeah.
1 second.
No, I'll tell you. Okay,
She's a great advocate and she's with an advocate, so I'm covered.
But I'll give you an example of this
Yeah.
like extra fighting. Okay, like my girlfriend, like when I was in school, like my best friend, she got into a mess with this boy. Okay. And I was like, chal, we'll confront him and all, okay? And we go there and he's also with one of his friends. वो अपने best friend को लेके आया, वो अपनी best friend को लेके आया, which is me. And now I'm fighting. I'm like, how dare you say this to her? तूने कैसे दिया तूने इसको, ठीक है ये वो? And then the best friend has come in. He's like, क्या है? I'm like, थप्पड़ लगाऊंगी, ठीक है? तो he's like, तो मैं नहीं लगा सकता क्या? Dude.
Over.
Yeah, मेरी फट गई.
Feminism
I was like,
melted.
Actually, if he slaps me, I will fall to the ground.
Yeah.
And it'll be very embarrassing.
Like, hey, babe.
then मैं थोड़ा पीछे होके I was like, how dare you? Then और पीछे होते रहे. I was like, how dare you?
Are you gonna
कोई
touch
मुझे
it?
पकड़.
Yeah. चीख लूंगी, but yeah.
God, touch word, bro.
Have you
I can't
ever
get-
slapped a man?
Me?
Like an Eve teaser?
I've slapped once in a club, but then I got damn scared after. Because I was like, I slapped him and I was like, how
Yeah,
dare
it's
you,
scary,
blah, 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 blah. Then in my head, suddenly I'm like, oh my God, what if his dad is a really powerful person?
That was your
Such a
fear.
fear. Yeah, it's a huge fear in a club.
Bro,
that their dad is powerful.
And then he's gonna come with
that is
like...
my 10th fear, I suppose.
I didn't know how to like gather that courage, so I ended up doing this.
And he's like, ah.
At least you didn't hold his hand.
I could have.
Touch him.
I didn't know.
Like in Jab We Met, when they're like, maat maru kya? It's like, हाँ मार दो, इसी बहाने छू तो लोगे.
But that is, you know, that represent, it's so true. Like a lot of men react like that. They'll just start flirting if you
Stop
say
it.
something back.
Passion.
Yeah.
On that note.
You know, I made my first boyfriend like that.
What? I knew it. When was it the guy you just told that you were going to slap?
No.
Because that story had some chemistry.
That was too much.
Yeah.
But this, like when I was in 11th, so 10th board results had come out, right? And we were in school and my best friend comes home and she's like, because she had changed school, so she was like, I went to see my result and there were these boys and, you know, like they were calling you Bhabhi and all in front of me because everybody knew she's my best friend. So they were calling me Bhabhi, Dolly, Bhabhi and all that. Okay? This Bhabhi culture used to be so cringe. Okay. And I was like, who is this guy who just go mera whatever bana rahe, okay? And then I found out and then I messaged that guy. I'm like, how dare you? Okay. तू और तेरे दोस्त ऐसे बोल कैसे सकते हैं ना इंग्लिश में बात करी. I was like, is that you? Why are your friends saying things like that? और तब तो इंग्लिश लिखनी भी नहीं आती थी. We used to write in that SMS language, remember? Saving all the alphabets because there's a limit to that.
Yeah.
So I'm writing like that and he's like, my father divorced my mother and I do drugs because of it. I'm like, I have so much sympathy for you. That's how I made my first boyfriend. And then he leashed off a lot of money off of me. So
Amazing.
It was amazing.
Wow.
Best relationship ever.
But it's like the
best Barbie moment ever.
It's a quintessential girl first
That's so
relationship.
true, no? Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
One guy you have
Harass
to fix.
करके पटा लो.
Yeah. मेरे से fix नहीं हुआ. I was in denial. I didn't know anything about drugs, but my boyfriend was a drug addict. And that's a horror movie.
That is going to be the fucking title of this episode. My boyfriend was a drug addict.
Like, why does he keep going to the bathroom? उसका पेट खराब हो गया.
Rich drug addict.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he used to steal it from his father.
Mine was fatherless.
Oh. Fatherless behavior.
I win.
You can't win there.
Yeah, I did lose a lot of money. Okay.
It's a lose-lose.
Imagine she's like, you were doing that quintessential.
Loser, no dinner. Sorry.
You were doing tuitions, right? That's how you were making this money.
Yeah, I also asked my own tuition teacher to give me money.
Oh,
so I could give it to him. And to this day, I keep wondering why my tuition teacher gave me money.
You're like dabba.
Yeah.
Why? Like, he should have been like, sit down. Why do you need money? Make me talk to your parents.
How much money did he give you?
I mean, like 1,500 or something.
But that's
Still.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
50. And how much did that guy take from you?
Over the years, like lots.
Shut up.
Even in Delhi.
Oh.
Like when we
just
became like
feeding people's
friends,
drug
yeah, he was
habits.
just like, "Abhi bhi meri halat thodi aise hi hai. Can you give me money?" I was like, "Sure."
You have to cut out the middleman. It's like drugs मैं खरीदूँ.
मैं ही भेज देती हूँ. Take the money from me and then give it.
Yeah. It's a closed economy. I don't know what the economy is. Man, is that the worst guy you've dated or have there been worse?
Worse.
Worst? What's the worst?
Like there was one who used to like abuse me.
Oh.
Anytime you'd fight.
Why are
like,
you
he would be like,
twisting your head?
like he thought it was
Yeah.
romantic, you know.
Yeah.
So like,
Fuck.
and he would like say, like he was just problematic. He would like abuse my parents on call, and he didn't have trust in me at all.
So you thought you were cheating on him?
Like all the time because it was long distance.
Okay.
So he always like
Obviously.
one time I was like, okay, I'm napping. I've just come back to my PG. I'm gonna take a nap. He's like, sure. Then my best friend showed up and she's like, chal movie dekhne. I forgot to message him.
Yeah.
I'm watching a movie. He's calling me. I didn't take up his call because I was like, I'm in a theater.
Yeah.
And then he called my PG mates, whose numbers also he had.
Amazing.
And then once I get out of the movie, he's like, कुत्ती साली तू ये movie देखने गई है किसके साथ गई है? And I'm like, movie to thi. I used to
Was it a
cry a
good
lot. Yeah, I used to
movie?
cry a lot. And you know what he told me once? He's like, Delhi Belly एक movie आई है मत देखना तुम्हारे लायक नहीं है. I didn't watch Delhi Belly for years. And then once I watched it, you know, for me it was more like I am becoming my own woman. I will watch Delhi Belly. It's such a fun movie.
Dude, I love the sad feminism. You know, it's helping no one. But you are really convinced that this is the moment for you.
I love it.
This is this one girl.
An empowered woman.
You know, but
renting
my
it.
breakup was also very filmy. Like I tried to break up from him like for months. You know, one of those relationships
Yeah.
where like 8-10 महीने तुम्हें से breakup में ही लग रहे हैं. Okay, and initially I was like, let's be friends. He's like, no, I have enough friends. I was like, okay, sure, then bye. He's like, no, blah 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 blah. You know, he's waking up every few days. He's like, come now, come back to me, blah blah blah. Okay, and by then I was like, मुझे दिल्ली की हवा लग चुकी थी. I knew I have many options. I was like, the world is my oyster now, please.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not the Naintal little like small town girl anymore, okay? I'm in DU now, okay? So, I'm like, whatever it is now, I don't need you. This long distance is not working.
Oh, he was back home.
No, he was not in Naintal. He was from like, I don't want to say because
Okay, yeah.
things will travel.
Of course.
But he was far away, and you know what he did? Like my always like sort of my grievance with him was like, oh, you never like are romantic, you never make things for me. Like I was very much into like this handmade gift banana. My love
The
language
you
is
girl
gift.
core, yeah.
And like yeah, like cards बनाऊंगी and कुछ हाथ से बना हो तो my god, like my heart will be like here for you on the floor, you know. So I always was like, you never do anything for me. So he showed up. He calls me from some random number because I'd blocked all his numbers. So he called me from the random number one day before Valentine's. He's like, I'm coming tomorrow. मैं train में चढ़ रहा हूँ. And I'm like, why? Like, don't. And then he cut the call, okay? And now next day I'm like panicking. I'm in my college and I'm like with my girlfriends and I'm like, guys, this has happened. Like they all knew of him. So I was like, this has happened. I don't know, like, what if he shows up? And dude, like, it was so weird. I actually saw him, like, you know, KMC के gates नहीं लगे होते colleges के ऐसे like जाली वाले.
Yeah.
And I saw him like walk. And I was like, oh my god, he's here. Like, why would you do that? Like all the way. And he had one of those things, you know, he would start crying. So my friends would be like, but वो रो रहा है तेरे लिए. And I'm like, you guys don't see my tears?
Yeah.
You don't see what all else he does? Just
Yeah.
because he cries is like a big deal for you?
Men crying
That
is the most
time,
powerful
yeah.
weapon and I hate
I
it.
hate it, like such crocodile tears, you know.
Yeah.
And like he showed up, and so I asked my friends, I said, okay, just quickly take me to an empty classroom, we'll just handle it there. So we go to an empty classroom, he's made this big card for me, and that card made no sense, by the way, because it had these random ass stickers, like frogs and whatnot. I'm like, what are frogs doing on this? Like, okay. And like कुछ भी लगा दिया उसने उसको मतलब उसने 100 रुपए खर्च किए होंगे स्टेशनरी शॉप में वहाँ पे सब चेप दिया उसने उस कार्ड के ऊपर ठीक है एक पूरा चार्ट पेपर फोल्ड कर दिया तो बड़ा कार्ड हो गया
Lazy.
exactly like you're telling a professional card maker how to like like whatever and then he's getting a bouquet and whatnot okay and then I'm like okay I don't want this please go back like whatever and he's like he started crying again okay I'm like please go back I don't want any of this go back मैं निकल गई वहाँ से I told him off and he gave me वो रोते रोते उसने मुझे बुके और वो दे दिया and I was like I told my girlfriend I said please do whatever you want to do with this and now I'm going then my best friend the same girl who took me for the movies
of course
she calls me she's like what are you doing I said nothing she's like okay come to CP okay I said okay I'll come I go there and she's meeting me and she seems a little restless I said, what happened what are we doing like where are we going
yeah.
right she's like just wait and then he shows up and then
Snake.
she conspired against me. And she's like, please give him a chance now.
Oh,
I hated it. Okay, and that point he's like, let's be friends, please, at least let's be friends. I was like, I didn't know what to do. I had to hug him, whatever. And then we sit down in this like weird ass restaurant, okay, this little like whatever thing. And I'm just sitting there. And at this point, I'm like, okay, you know what? This is not the end of the world. I'll just do whatever this is. And then I'm going to go back and never see him again. It's fine. And I'm just sitting there like this. And he's sitting beside me. And my friend is sitting here. And she's like, oh my God, my dad is calling. I'll just come. And she leaves.
What a
with your
snake.
perpetrator.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's fucked.
And then the moment I realized, wait, I'm like, why is she not back? And then I'm like, wait a minute, let me look around. And he's trying to control me. He's like, no, aa jayegi. And I understood. I was like, bitch. Then I ran. Okay, I didn't stop. He's like, where are you going? Ruk to ja. And I just kept walking at this fast pace. I reached the metro station. I didn't look at him. I didn't want to talk to him. I enter the metro station. I go through the thing because I had the card. He didn't have a card.
Token fucks you.
That was the last time I saw of him.
That's
I'm
crazy.
like, okay, bye.
Worst best date ever. Oh, wow.
My favorite is the entire time you were like, he never made me card. I was like, usko paper dikhta ho. He was
No, he was not one of those.
Oh, I thought he was the drug addict.
No, he was one of
He was
those.
the
यार ये
abusive.
तो शादी करके पैर छुओ and all of that types.
oh. What you were trying to escape your whole life.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Hope
thought
he's
like
happy.
maybe with him I can. करना तो है ही.
Kisi ke, might as well with someone you
Might as
find
well, yeah.
hot.
Yeah. Wasn't hot.
Oh, but you found.
But I thought he was like,
Yeah.
rose tinted glasses.
Bro, once those glasses come off, it's,
It's
over,
over.
for the guy.
Truly, oh my god.
I didn't expect this episode to take this turn.
But I love it.
But I love it so much.
I enjoy it deeply.
Thank you for
Sorry.
these lores. I wish I had like some chakna.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just thinking, I was like,
would
this
have
feels
eaten
like
this
a
चकने
beard
के
and
चकने के पैसे मेरा बॉयफ्रेंड लेगा वरना मैं ले आती.
I love this.
Comment chakna if you love Dolly's stories.
Yeah.
I don't know what all we went into.
This was insane though. I have
my
thoroughly
parents do
enjoyed
not
this.
watch it.
Do they watch all your stuff?
वो उनको इंग्लिश नहीं समझ में आती ज़्यादा. So
So
it's
that's why you've been
we're
speaking in
safe. We're
English.
safe. You know this one, okay, last story.
Yeah.
This one time,
Please.
This one time my brother got a love letter from someone. And my sweet mother didn't know how to read it.
Oh.
And she's like, love you तो लिखा है इतना तो मैं पढ़ सकती हूँ. And I was like, I had to like sway her away. Like, ये तो सब बोलते हैं बाकी थोड़े कुछ लिखा है बाकी तो सब friendship है मम्मी.
I love
I
that.
feel like, you know, the kids who have grown up in families where the parents don't understand
Yeah.
English or can't read it properly, हमने बहुत misuse किया इस चीज़ को.
They
Swear
thought
to
they
God.
were
Like I would like text boys from my mom's phone because I didn't have a phone for the longest time, and my mother would never get to know anything.
they were educating you to get you ahead in life, and you.
This is what my education was for. और पढ़ाओ English.
Amazing.
Don't say this. Suddenly tomorrow everyone stops educating their daughter.
No,
Who do you think is watching the
Wait.
podcast
It's
I don't
okay.
know.
The kids will learn Chinese.
That's
It's
true.
fine.
That's
We'll
true.
find a way.
on their Oppo phones?
Dude, all you need to know, you don't even need to be literate in this new world. Like if you know how to decipher emojis and you can send a voice note, you've conquered the world.
Oh yeah, dating looks so different now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have a YouTube, you can learn whatever you want. I think formal education overrated. You can learn everything on YouTube,
That's so
especially
true.
my vlogs.
I think Naina is going to homeschool her child, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Bro.
sending them
YouTube
to you.
school.
Excuse me. You've had years of professional experience. as a-
And if her
Oh, yeah.
kid asks for
Yeah,
1500
I used to
rupees,
give tuition to little kids, okay, this
Yeah.
one time. And then, I used to get so puck out because he would not write only. Then I would be like, give. So I would just cheat and like write like a kid sometimes.
Have you ever
Amazing.
Have you ever given a fatak?
No.
Chuti.
then she's not sending her kid to you.
I'm very sentimental like that because I used to get a lot of thrashing. So I was like, never.
Oh, yeah.
I would never hit my kids.
Fair
I was
enough.
that kind of like,
I never got thrashing, so I know I'm gonna change the cycle.
change.
It ends with us.
Thank you so much for coming and looking so amazing and being so funny. Wishing nothing but success for you. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I've never felt so much love for a guest before.
Aww,
But
I had so much fun. I was so nervous, guys, before I was coming.
I know. She said I'm not funny.
These girls are too cool, okay? Like they're too cool, okay? And they've set the pedestal up so high. So I was very nervous, but I have to say, like I had the ball of time. Like what do you say in English?
That's only what you said.
मुझे भी अंग्रेजी नहीं
you got it.
Gala of a time. What do you-
Famous influencer Dolly Singh has ball of time on Moments of Silence podcast.
मेरे पापा बोलेंगे ऐसे.
I love it.
He's too cute. He on my face, like my videos get posted to Facebook on its own, right? Like
Yeah.
nobody watches them there. And then I will see my papa has commented saying, very nice.
Oh my god. Stop
I love
it.
that.
Yeah, so he's very cute.
Stop it.
Chalo ghar jao and row now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.